$1,190. So this is how much we have to play with. Not like play, okay? But this is how much we have to allocate to our expenses. Hey guys, welcome back. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Janet and thank you so much for clicking on this video. I talk about personal finance, I talk about personal development and growth, basically life topics that are worth discussing. So if you're interested in this kind of topics, definitely subscribe and keep on watching. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about budgeting. And I know for a fact that some people don't like to hear the word budget because when they think about budgeting, it sounds like someone who is struggling financially and someone who needs to squeeze in every dollar, every naira, every euro for them to be able to survive on their income monthly. But it shouldn't be that way because budgeting actually helps you to control your money and it helps you to tell your money where it needs to go. And when you budget, you plan your money so that you're able to achieve your financial goals, since every naira, every dollar, every euro is assigned, it's allocated to something, like it needs to go and do something. There are different ways that you can structure your budget, okay? It's not a one-size-fits-all. Some people divide their income in different proportions and different percentages. We have the 60-20-20 rule. We also have the 50-30-20 rule. There's also the 70-30 and 10 rule. So you really need to sit down and think about your financial situation and make your budget specific to you, okay? The amount of money you're able to spend in a month is not going to be the same as the amount of money someone is spending on their expenses. So your percentages will be different. You just need to know what works for you. And then you can tailor your budget based on your financial need, based on your financial situation. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you a simple Excel budget tracker that you can use to track your finances. Like if you've never ever tracked your expenses, you've never tracked your spending, I think this is going to be a tool that can help you. So before you start, I want to say, try and figure out a specific saving goal, okay? You want to have a reason why you're doing this, something to keep you motivated in this journey, because putting down numbers in an Excel spreadsheet can get boring at times. So if you have a specific saving goal, this will help you to continue doing this month after month so that you can achieve your saving goal. Then you can move on to list your income. And if you have just one income stream and you are earning a stable salary every month, then that is going to be what you're working with. And maybe you have a salary every month and then you also have a side hustle. Maybe you are selling some product online or you are selling a service online that gives you income. Then you have to put all of that together and sum it up. And that's going to be your income every month, okay? Then you're going to also list down your expenses. This is where you have to dig. You have to dig to find where all the money is going, because sometimes you might not know, you're just spending money, you might not know where it's going. And if you're not using credit card to make payments, it's going to be actually much more difficult. But just sit down and think about how much you've spent and also what you have spent your money on in the past month, 2 months, 3 months. Look at your bank statements and see where the money is going and have a list of that and keep it aside, okay? So that's going to be your total expenses in a month. Collect everything. It's going to help us to build this budget, this monthly budget. The spreadsheet I'm going to show you is going to be based on the 70-20 and 10% rule. What that means is that 70% of your income is going to go to expenses, 20% of your income will go to savings, and then you have 10%. 10% can be like tithes. If you're a Christian and you pay tithes, 10% can be your tithes. Or some people use their 10% for other investments. If you're a parent and maybe you want to start saving for your children's education, you can also put this 10% aside for your children's education. So we have the 70, the 30, and the 10% rule. I'm going to show you now in the spreadsheet, and then we can go through the Excel together. Okay guys, so this is the Excel monthly budget planner that I wanted to show you. It's a very simple monthly budget planner, and I didn't create this myself. This was shared to me by a friend of mine. I think it was sometime in 2019, 2018 or 2019, where my friend shared this spreadsheet with me. It helped me when I was starting to actually have structure and to know how to split my income into different categories for me to be able to save. And I don't use this anymore because I have a much more simpler budget. Like literally, if you see my budget these days, my budget planner these days, it's so simple. So the first one is the income, which is your net income after tax. And you can see here we have salary 1, side job 1, side job 2. This is for those people that have a job, like a 9-to-5 job, and then you also have like a side hustle that gives you extra income. So you'll be able to put all these numbers here, and then it sums it up for you. And you can also see the savings, which is 20%. We have expenses. The first part is actually the fixed expenses, and the second part is the flexible expenses. And then we have giving, and here you can also see that it calculates how much you have left over. It's still 1.5 because we didn't put any number in any of the cells yet. Okay, maybe we can just quickly go through this and I would show you how it works. So let's say you earn $1,500. For the sake of this video, for the sake of simplicity, I'll just use USD to demonstrate this. Okay, so let's assume you have the salary of $1,500 every month, and well, let's just say you are selling something online that gives you about $200 extra at the end of the month. Okay, so you can see $200, it gives you a total of $1,700, and then you can come here to the savings part. We have retirement, emergency fund, long-term saving goal 1, or it can be investment, and we also have a second one. So since we're using the 70-20-10% rule, I would say, and if you're just starting, you have no emergency fund, I would say you should split this 20% into 2. Just an advice, but you can do whatever you want. And let's just say I put in here 10%, which is $170, and then the first 10% will go to my emergency fund because I don't have a fund. So this is based on an example that someone doesn't have an emergency fund, you're just starting. Then we can have the other 10% in long-term savings / investment. So you see now it sums it up for us at $340, and this is the total percentage of how much you have allocated to this part. Let me just say something here, that if you are just starting and you have like debts, like if you're owing money and you need to clear that off, I think you should do that first before you start saving. You should have an emergency fund, but then you should have another proportion going to you clearing your debt. Okay, so maybe if you have some amount you need to pay, maybe this can go, instead of long-term saving, this will be payment of debt. Okay, and at the end of it, let's assume you finally built your emergency fund and you don't have to put any 10% here. You can put it here in retirement, or maybe you can add it up here to be a long-term saving or investment 20%. So it's left to you. You can play around with this and put the numbers the way you want. So now we have savings total 20%. Okay, so let's go down here to giving, and here this is very straightforward, it's 10%. Okay, so I just put $170 here as tithes, and this can be anything. Maybe if you're trying, as I said earlier, maybe you want to save for your children's education, this can go for your children's education, or if it's for charity work, you can put donation here. If you donate to charity every month or something, then that can go here if you don't pay tithes. So this is straightforward, this is done. Okay, and now let's go back here and you can see that we have a leftover of $1,190. So this is how much we have to play with. Not like play, okay, but this is how much we have to allocate to our expenses. And as you can see here, we have two types of expenses. We have the fixed expenses, and then we have the flexible ones. So the fixed ones are the ones that you pay the same amount every month. We have rent, utilities, transports, whatever thing that you pay every month. If you have a subscription for something that you pay every month, then it's fixed. It can go here in the fixed expenses part. So we have $1,190 left, and let's assume your rent, let's just say your rent is like $400, okay? We allocate $400 here, and maybe you're paying utilities a total of $50, transportation, let's say $25, phone bill, maybe the same, Spotify, I think Spotify is like $5, is it $5 or $10? I don't know, I've forgotten. Anyway, let's just say Spotify is $10, and maybe you pay for Audible or cable TV or Netflix, let's say $15. And if you're paying towards your health insurance, let's allocate $100 to that. And then groceries, let's say maybe you spend $200 on groceries every month. Let's see how much that is. So we are right now at 48%. 48% out of 70. Okay, so let me just move down to the flexible expenses. Maybe you pay for gym, your gym membership is maybe $25. Self-care can include doing your nails, doing your hair. It can also include waxing. If you go for waxing, that can go to self-care. So anything you do to take care of yourself, basically, it will go to self-care. So I'll allocate $150 here. And then we have for fun. You're making this money, you can allocate some amount of money that is going to be made available for you to have fun. So you're making this money, might as well enjoy it, right? So this is where you allocate an amount of money that you use to do what you like anything that you like to do. If it's a hobby or you just want to just have fun, whatever fun is to you, then that is where that money will go. Okay, so I'm gonna allocate $150 here for fun. And let's say you have a short-term savings. If you have a short-term savings, I just put here MacBook. Let's say you're trying to buy a MacBook and you are saving for it. So I consider this as a short-term saving. Maybe you save for some month and you're able to buy it. So let me allocate to, oh no, that will be over. Okay, we don't have so much left. Percentage. Then let me put here $20 for home decor, and just play around with the numbers based on how much you are spending every month. And at the end of it, it should be 70%. Let's see, then does it add up? No? Maybe 15. I don't know. 30. Okay. So we have 70.59%. So that means we've allocated all the amount of money we have as income with a little bit over. So this is how this spreadsheet works, okay? And at the end of this, you want the leftover to be 0 or a positive number. That means if it's 0 or it's a positive number, it means you are living within your means. But if you see it like this in brackets, that means you are living above your means. It means you are at -10 because your expenses is over, it's more than your income. So this is going to be a negative, and you don't want that. And so when this happens, maybe you can come back to the flexible expenses and shuffle some things here. This is why this is flexible, because you can make changes, you can remove something, you can reduce Let's reduce this to 140. Why am I adding so many zeros? Let's reduce it to 140. Okay, so now that it's 140, you have your leftover as 0, or it can be positive number. But if it's a negative number, you have to come back here and reshuffle something in the flexible expenses. So guys, yeah, I'm going to link this in the description. Then you'll be able to have a copy of it and make it yours. Just play around with it and make it yours and see how it works for you. Okay, so I did mention earlier that I now have my monthly budget on my phone. So I basically use the Notes app. This is how it looks like. It's very simple, it's very straightforward. And when I first started, I had this emergency fund as 10%, which I no longer put money towards because it's complete. And then I had also my savings at 10% and then giving at 10%. So it was like 20% saving, 10% giving, and then 70% expenses. This was how it started. But over the years, my expenses have reduced because I was able to cut down a lot of unnecessary things. So my expenses did reduce. And also because I was done putting money in an emergency fund, I was able to put this extra money from the cut down of expenses and the fact that I no longer put money in the fund, and then that made my savings to increase. So right now I'm doing like 30% saving, 10% giving, and then the rest 60% is my expenses. Sometimes my savings goes down to 20%, so it never goes below 20%. I ensure it never goes below 20%. It does changes some months. It's sometimes between like 20% to 30%. And this is because the first two on the expenses part do change. So these are the only two things that change for me on my budget. The rest are fixed. You can see rent, bills, transport, groceries, Audible, whatever, Spotify, phone. They are fixed. I pay a fixed amount every month. But the first two change. And depending on how much it change, then my savings needs to go down a bit. So it can go down to 25%, it can go down to 20% if maybe in a month I need to do something more for me. Like if I need to purchase something, then this would increase and then the savings will go down. So this is how it works for me. So yeah, it's that simple. You can also have yours to be simplified this way. So guys, I hope this was useful for you. I know that there are so many budgeting apps out there that you can use. You can download on your phone and it helps you to track your money. But honestly, I tried to use budget apps once or twice and I didn't like it. It didn't help me to stay consistent. And making a budget every month sometimes can be boring or maybe to be like a chore. But trust me, if you're able to do it month after month, like you did consistently month after month, it will become a habit and then it will be like ease, like something you just spend a few minutes to do every month for you to be able to track your money and know where your money is going every month. So if you learned something from this video, do leave a comment below. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your sister, your brother, your uncle, your auntie. Share it with everyone that you care about so that they can also learn how to manage their money and also how to budget their income. One more thing I would like to say, guys, is please subscribe to this channel if you like to see more content like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end, and I will see you guys in my next one.